Hello and welcome back to part 2 of Project Invoicing in ConnectWise. I'm covering the main mistakes I see, although I do see a lot of mistakes. It is a little bit complicated, but we're here to make sure that you know how to fix them. If you missed the first video, I do recommend going back and checking it out. Otherwise, let's dive into part 2. In our first video, we covered how to set up that fixed fee project, make sure the billing amount is correct, and make sure you see it in the invoicing screen. Now let's hop into our invoicing process. So we are sitting here with our project in the invoicing screen. It is visible. We have $5,000 worth of labor and $3,000 worth of hardware on this project. And the first thing that we want to do is create a down payment invoice for this project. I want to create a $3,000 invoice to collect all the money for the hardware. What we're going to want to make sure is that the down payment is restricted to the project. So mistake number 4 is that people are not restricting their down payments. And I'm going to show you how to do that. If we go back into the project, which we can find under Project, Project Board, and I'm going to click into my project, I can go to the Finance screen, and I'm going to make sure that this is selected, Restrict Down Payment to this project. This is going to be turned on. Again, you can also do this at a board level, and I recommend that you do, so it's always selected. But this is going to make sure that if I collect a down payment for $3,000 from this company, that the $3,000 doesn't get used to pay off service ticket invoices or agreement invoices. If you notice that your down payments seem to be getting chipped away in your ConnectWise system, it's probably because that down payment hasn't been restricted. What's nice about this is then if I do need to create a down payment invoice, which I'm going to do now by going into Finance, Special Invoices, and I'm going to just paste my company in because I copied that from earlier. I'm going to scroll down, go into Invoice Type, Down Payment, and under the Apply To, I can see the project I want. When I do that, this is automatically selected, that restrict down payment. And it's because I selected it on the project side. Of course, you can also select it here too, but I like to do it on the project side just so that doesn't get missed. Then I'll put in my $3,000. I want to have a down payment collection for hardware, and I'm going to hit save. This has now created a down payment invoice for my fixed fee project, and I have not made mistake number 4, which is leaving this restrict down payment unselected. We really want that to be selected. Excellent. Now, if we go back into the invoicing screen, let's see what's been updated. I'm here under Finance, Invoicing, and I'm looking at all my open items. Because I created that down payment invoice, I can see that there is a $3,000 down payment invoice here, which is perfect. Things are running smoothly. Let's talk about mistake number 5. Mistake number 5 that I always see is people start to use standard invoices for projects right away. What do I mean by that? Well, they would select the item, go to Create Invoices, and they just invoice from here, which is perfect for service tickets. That makes sense. You want to invoice in batches. That all works. Mistake number 5 is that I don't see people leverage the progress billing in ConnectWise. And the way ConnectWise wants you to do it is they want you to go down payment invoice, progress bill, progress bill, progress bill, however many you need, and then one final standard invoice. There should only be one standard invoice per project. How do you create a progress invoice? You're going to click into the company name, And this is going to bring you into this screen here. We're going to go Actions, Create Progress Bill. And this is only available for projects. We're going to invoice some products. And here we have some options that we don't normally see when invoicing. We can see that we have $5,000, which has not yet been invoiced. We have products that have been invoiced. We have our down payment, and we have the net amount of the invoice. So the next thing that you should be doing are progress billing, where you determine what WIP you want to bill and how you want to go through that. Once you have hit continue and create your progress bills as you go through, the very last invoice you create should be a standard invoice, and that is mistake number 5. If you are still having trouble with your project management, which lots of people are, it's a little bit tricky to get a hold of, but it can move to run state very quickly. Let me know. I have a Project Management Accelerator going on right now that closes June 30th. And if you'd like to be a part of it, we can clean up your project management module in 3 months. So leave me a comment below if you have questions. Let me know if you'd like to have a cleaned up project management module, and I'll see you next week.